Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Neyyah. Or did I do that one last time? Maybe this is like Neyyah. Anyways, we are going to do a bunch of reading in this episode, as is our wont. But before we even get there, before I go into the game window proper, between last recording session and today, which is just a day later, I was looking at these notes, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that sign above the mine shaft says shaft. And I'm pretty sure that sign above Lodvik Tower says Lodvik Tower, even though that L and that I look a little bit off. That tower definitely says tower on the bottom. And then I was like, because we definitely don't pay attention to the red thing there that says route to harbor / gun tower. And then we've definitely got Belilka, and we know what that relates to. And so then I fiddled with the alphabet. We also saw one note at the mine shaft shack that said Ruli. So I was like able to lock down A, B, E, F, H, I, K, L, O, R, T, U, V, W. Unfortunately, that doesn't line up with how the L and the I are in Lodvik. So I'm thinking there's something funky going on there. But in doing that, we got the rest of this alphabet in red. And when I looked at those two signs above the pathway by the and actually I'll go back to the game here. And turn off this. Go back to the game. The doorway here between the bulb pools, right? We passed through, I think it was this doorway right here. Those two had Route 2 on the top, and then Harbor and Gun Tower. And that lines up with what I'm guessing it's gonna be. Now, you can't see in this, let's bring this way huger. This, the last letter on the line that says L-I-N seems to have 7 dots. It might just be a trick of the way that it's on the paper there. It's very small, but I think we have 2 unused symbols, and that might also explain the discrepancy in Lodvik, because that's definitely not that last letter there. The arrow pointing to the left with 5 dots is definitely not how we do an I in Belilka, and it's the first one there with the 4 dots. And then one above it is not how we do an L. We do an L as 6 dots. So maybe it's just missing a dot. A dot had fallen off in the middle. I'm not sure. And I don't expect that to be an oversight. But regardless, I can read Neyyah's. There's actually a proper noun for it. I just don't remember what it is. And it's making me think that the dial on the water pumps with all of those symbols on it might actually not be telling me where things go. It might be a number system, because that is how they were writing in numbers on their timesheets. But with that preamble out of the way, I will now actually get to reading things in-game. So we are in the lab proper, where Mollux was sending messages. And I would like to read... Oh, and we picked up an orange... No, this is Vamir's notes, the orange Payeta. Payeta. It is a powerful word. On Uluje, Payetas only mount to labs. One-way glass windows, black curtains, locked doors. On top of the Belindi Hills, I run the operations in a place where all the magic happens. The people who live down our streets believe what I do is his work. The thought dust his work. The thought dust aftermath of his beckoning, his machine breath. If I hear Smolix say this to me one more time, I swear I'll set up a Quilivian of my own and trap him inside it while he sleeps. Well, I'm working on it, but it won't be no Quilivian, and I want to make sure he's conscious when the teleportation takes place. The bunker is already set up, just as Unter instructed. Neyyah will provide what is needed. I struggle tonight with my thoughts. While I've successfully set up the Mayorta gas system and tested the orange pieta required to power it, that's what that's for. Okay. I can't help but be reminded of the near-death experience that comes as a result of not thinking clearly when testing it a month or two ago. I can't blame Talivia for this incident. I knew a dispute would arise after telling her about certain precautions I set up here at the lab. Wakara Security continues to insist that I upgrade the UED and 80 security doors, even though I've gone down to their office in person explaining that I can maintain the system myself. I'm sure Smolix is behind it. So I decided to block them on the Banox system, and I understand Talivia's irritation at what could only lead to more suspicion and problems from the powers above. I've noticed a change in her mood lately. While I'm aware she worries about me, I'm also sensing a growing resentment in her towards what my work entails. The sacrifice, the relentless thunderstorm above our heads rumbling, what if? My love, I will strive to make sure nothing happens to our family. We're so close now. 2 months ago, I had to escape. See, everything's fine, everything's dog shit. I had to escape the Lab Mayorta chamber. I reckon I've never climbed up the ladder so fast in all my life. The Mayorta gas erupted way too quickly after I miscalculated the Pieta activation lever speed in vaporizing the glass of the table, which keeps the Mayorta gas cloud confined. Memory doesn't serve me as well as it used to, so I set up some posters to remind me to carry a mask on me at all times whenever entering any of the Mayorta gas areas. I can't continue to dwell on this setback. Perhaps I'm tired. One of Talivia's shoulder massagers would be perfect right now. I'm very proud of my accomplishments, especially in tinkering with the components of the tube portals. I remember attending one of the early expeditions to excavate the caves where the Mayorta gas had been discovered. I was a young man back then. I still recall the Benoxy screeches, my hands covered in green moss from the cave walls, as I steadied myself, tripping down into the inky black pools of darkness filling those ancient tunnels. Find another synonym for a simile to black, please and thank you. I'll also accept tar. You know what? I'm just tired of ink black. I would love another one. I'm glad Smolix pushed for the tube portals to be created. They now serve a great purpose here on Neyyah. My adjustments to a specific tube portal have required the use of other devices. On the Banox system, I've managed to keep the locations of the tube portals classified. I can't hide the sensors very easily. This is why I need to keep as many people off Neyyah as possible. While I know Talivia is sick with frustration, I'm sure she understands. One side effect of the Mayorta gas eruptions is that even with wearing a gas mask, somehow a vision will take place. Is that what those eyeballs that I saw was? I felt I was actually in the place I needed to teleport to, even though I'm only activating the tube portal in that moment. If I was to pursue further research into the Mayorta gas, I'm sure I could generate a teleportation from the very gas itself. Is that how I have a portable teleporter? I've tried hard to conceal my escape route from Neyyah, despite the use of the sensors. However, I've decided not to set up the security camera console for it. The location will make itself known anyway once the Mayorta gas is released, and I believe the portal to the Velotron machine doesn't necessarily require a camera system either. I may dismantle this at some point. I could have saved Unter the trouble of sending me a new camera system for the transportation tower security code and just use this one instead. I'll keep one of the Pieta here in my quarters for now, but I believe the key to my escape route back to Neyyah requires a higher security and precaution. I don't know what that is. And we got that orange Pieta. We didn't put it in our case. I definitely have it, though. Veletron Pieta. Good to know. All right. All right, that was easy reading to start with. Just the one set of notes. Now we need to go to the next set of notes on the table. And it's very loud still in my ears. I need to actually turn that down on my end. This is Lab HQ, the fragility of the Falitsu Dome. Dear Smolex, I'm writing to you in regards to the increasing fragility of the Falitsu Dome. I understand you are very busy putting a lot of our resources into the Laflomian portal, but I believe we are so close to treating a brand new source of energy through the Falitsu roots, which could easily surpass any of the current peyadas we have coming out of the labs. I appreciate the hard work and time already spent in separating the Falitsu Dome from the rest of Falitsu Island. However, I'm going to require more sophisticated. I think I read this one already. My current concerns is a faulty pipe at Falitsu Pod 4. No, I didn't read this. He's just written a very similar letter in the past about how the roots are tearing it apart. I'm going to require more sophisticated materials if I'm going to sustain healthy root growth and generate accurate results through the Baynox computer system. One of my concerns is a faulty pipe at Falitsu Pod 4. It keeps disconnecting and leaking fluid everywhere. I call upon the aid of the priests at Rolanda Temple. With their specialized tool, as I believe we can take full advantage of using more natural-based resources from Famor. So far, the tests carried out look hopeful, with more roots churning out stronger pellicite readings. My faith in the use of Famor's natural resources also stems from having used another plant material. The Kafunki mushroom produces spores, which when mixed with two chemicals, tashibanol and clophenol, produce a very efficient and sustainable light source. Unlike the Falitsu roots, no seawater is required to add to the mix. I've set up a few of these light sources around Neyyah Site 28. Please find attached copies of photos referring to the points I've made in my letter. I am free any time in the coming week to arrange a meeting with yourself and any of the priests to be available. Okay, do you have the... So you've made those light sources. I do want... Okay. That's Glorflox Mine, Lab 1. Do I have a tab just for the lab itself? Dome Lab? No, that's Dome Zone. This is Lab HQ. Whoa. I don't think I have a new... That's Secret Lab. I should make a tab for Upper Lab. Yes, that's Portal Locations, Minecraft Pump. I should just make a new one here. Okay. This is going to be Upper Main Lab. If I can type. All right. And then we need to grab... no seawater and 2 chemicals. That's important. And then you've set up those lights here. Oh. Oh, no, not that. Don't move where the arrow is when you make the pictures wider. There is an issue with this pipe. Can I find that screen in the lab somewhere? We'll see. We'll see. Also notes here. Elevator repairs at the Dome Zone. To Vamir Deheli. Oh, that's our last name. Got it. Or the guy's last name. I'm informing you of the immediate closure of the elevator at the Falitsu Dome until the button mechanism there has been fixed. I'm curious as to why the button has been tampered with in the first place. I'm not sure what to expect a new mechanism installation. I might have parts for you to collect sometime in the next week or two, but I can't say for sure. Are you aware work has been very demanding in the Roland Temple lately? I will revise any structural checks for the dome roof and inform you of any confirmed dates of the inspection. Till then, I hope work with the Falitsu roots continues to provide promising results. Small axe. Oh, The plasma field has been activated successfully. All operations on the dome will cease for now, as explained in my letter. If you're able to find a fix for the button system there, inform me as soon as you can. So I was very much able to fix the button system because, in fact, I had just tampered with it and moved it outside. Or, not me, but, the guy. What's his name? Vamir. Vamir had done it and hidden it in a crystal, in a crystal lantern area. So we'd got that. That's fine. I will play with you in a minute. Remote power using the mushroom spores. Satellite connects to the remote light sources. Spores inserted inside of the cabinet. After different experiments, I have found the funky mushroom spores at the sleeping tower area of the Falitsu Island to work most effectively on the new remote-powered lanterns. Maybe it has something to do with the nearby Binoxii portals. Those rays could be aiding in the potency of the spores' growth. I'm quite happy with the new contraptions which possess the spores. So far, so good. Let there be light in dark places. All right. I think that makes sense, but I still want a picture of it for my own notes. Like, that just makes plain English sense. Printout from the computer. Powering the fuse boxes at the heater servers. To the attention of Vamir. This email, it's just called an electronic mail. I guess it's a computer system and it's fine. All right. This email is a response for a meeting alongside. It's weird in a Myst game to have the word email. I'm just saying. You invented a million proper nouns. It's fine. It's fine. Is in response for a meeting alongside our protector, Smolek's Mehmet, in regards to his concerns with the current heater system set up on Neyyah Site 28. After reviewing the current setup you have running, we've decided to begin installation of new pipes which will carry heater server cables from the heater server through the Lodvik connection towers into the Neyyah heater chamber. We've received the prototype pipe already. The metal will enable more protection for the cables and withstand hotter temperatures once the system is powered. So we're halfway to powering that up now. Smolex has also decided to heighten security on the use of the fuse boxes on the heater servers rather than using only the Trondi counts generated by the Holtish machines. Heighten security. Okay. Rather than using only the Trondi counts generated by the Holti machines, they need to be multiplied by certain numbers. I'll leave these numbers for you to decide upon. The results will be the number required to power the fuse boxes. I'm also glad you decided on a remote source of power for the overall activation of the heater servers. Okay, that's important. I want to, in my notes, actually highlight that. Rather than using the Tronde counts generated, they will need to be multiplied by certain numbers. And will those numbers be self-evident to me? We'll find out. But they can't be too big because those numbers, those Trondi numbers are only ever, what? 2 digits, I think? Okay. 4, 3, 2, 1 to go with our color codes. Did I get a page for what our color codes were? No, but I know which page this has to go to, right? Dang it, I want to draw. I don't have good drawing. Google Sheets does not let me draw easily on a page, and I need that. Because, like, we know which shape is associated with the red portal. We know which shape is associated with the blue portal. We know which shape is associated with the green portal. Okay. I respect your wish not to interfere too much with the old Faletsian technology. You seem to latch on to. The Ludwig Tower died 2 years ago. Ever since the first ocean portal was constructed, I believe Smolix has already made you aware of his lack of interest in continuing to use Valencian technology. I strongly recommend casting your gaze upon newer systems that could provide longer life for Site 28. Please consider alternative systems for the operation of the heaters. The spore delivery there is fruitful. I beg you, don't squander it over the love you have for the world only shrouded in ghosts. Yemen Kloit, director of the Olix heating system. Okay. Okay. But we still don't know what the actual Trondi numbers are. Spore heater prototype activation console. We absolutely activated the fuck out of that. Spores detached, harvest required. Ah. We absolutely... How do I harvest? So I can look at these, but it doesn't particularly tell me anything. And I can't press the button again. Harvest required. I think I'm supposed to pick up these shapes so that I can put them into the machine that we looked at previously, but I don't know how to turn off this machine. Right? Because then I could read these shapes in here. Which would give me the code that I need, but I don't know. Symbol code activation board. Yeah. Because it looks like they'd fit in there. Anyways. I pressed a button, and I unfortunately don't know how to turn the button off to get the things that I need. Yeah, Spore Heater Prototype Activity Console. I'll never know. We'll go up to the big Baynox computer system in a minute. I want to read the one other... Oh, can I harvest with a net? No? Something else I needed to harvest with? No, not that.